level. So with crypto, we just have to be very patient with it. I think I should even talk more about BTC because I have which chart did I mark up? I do. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna have a. I don't have a markup for it. I said aside from the one that I did before, which are these levels. So I see going into like the weekly level, and this is the second take profit over here. So however is going to play out, we'll see. But price is already diverging, and this is on a 1 hour. And divergence means that price is doing two opposite things and is preparing to reverse. It's preparing to reverse. So we just have to wait for this BTC to finish up. I feel like a lot of people want to buy the dip and catch the bottom.
Exactly.
Like, don't worry, you won't miss out. That's the fear of missing out. Even if you buy at 30K, it's fine. Last week, I actually mentioned it that I have a buy on BTC, but I'm not going to touch it until it breaks a level. I'm not sure if I deleted that, but until it breaks this area, and that's where confirmation comes in, because I was thinking, okay, we've gotten to a level of a monthly level, and then we are bouncing off that level. But the market would do what it would do. And if you really look at it, this is a continuation pattern. And this was a continuation that I saw, that I said I was going to send it at 21K for us to sell at this level here. So it's going to finish what it's doing. People should not rush it. Just right now, if you can get like enough funds to just invest in a few fundamental points that would go up. I had a client ask me, okay, what should I invest in? Do this, do that. And that was like a month ago. And I told her, see, BTC was around 30K. And I said, there's a potential that BTC would get to 15K. So I don't want you to buy it and be saying, okay, the crypto market is crashing or something like that. And she said, okay, fine. I want to hold it for 5 years, 3 years to 5 years. And I said, okay, you can start to buy a little bit at this area, little. So as it goes lower, you buy more. As it goes lower, you accumulate more orders. And she has been doing that. So although her portfolio now she's buying, but it's dipping, but because she has that mindset that this is not, it's not an emergency money, right? Just because everybody was saying, oh, crypto, I made money with crypto, I did this with crypto, people's names are kennycon.if. Even NFTs now are feeling it, because Ethereum is 900. 900 from 4,000.
Wow.
From 4,000. So this is actually an opportunity it's like I said, like a restart button. I don't even trade Ethereum at all. I don't even look at the chart. I don't even like do anything. I just have all of this here because I wanted to be monitoring something with the prices. I'm seeing how different brokers offer those prices. But look at where it's coming from. Crazy. But this is an opportunity. People that are holding their NFTs are worth less right now. It's not like it's worth less, but it is worth less. It's like worth lesser than it was worth at this point. So yeah, even people that bought Bored Ape and what's the famous NFT that Jay-Z and everybody owns, they are feeling this if they still have it in their portfolio. So everybody's just going to hold, and hold on, right? That's why the Forex market is unbeatable, because you don't just invest in it. Just like everything is going down, you can leverage off it as it's going down if you are able to see that in time and speculate and take your decisions well, you can definitely leverage off it. It's the most lucrative market in the world. And I remember telling someone last year, and that was when I answered off crypto around October, like, oh my God, it's gonna crash. And they're like, oh no, crash is such a strong word. Oh, Bolu has come again. You know, our jokes, we're making jokes. So are you prophet of doom? No, 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 no. Da, 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 da. And then he got to 40K.
I wish I listened to you that period, to be sincere.
Really?
I really wish that. I swear. Because I remember that period that we're having this conversation, so you and I, like you were saying crypto was going to drop. So then you were even saying you first started with 50K, that was going to drop to 50K. Then later you mentioned that it was going to 20K. And then it was still at around 60,000. You understand? So, but I wish I had the capital then. I would have just used maybe a lot 0.01 in an account, just forget it today, and then by now one would just be cashing out straight up.
Yeah. So now you can do the opposite, because now nobody believes BTC is going to recover. Most people don't believe it will come back, or Ethereum. It might take months, a month or two, but trust me, in 1 week, it's going to prove itself. That's how BTC does, right? The whole thing is just to get you, even as long as it doesn't hit zero like Luna did.
Yeah. Oh, Luna killed people. Damn. Luna killed people.
So let's get into the charts today. I have a few things on DXY. So that's with BTC, and also with what BTC is doing now is also a correspondent to what the US market is saying, because they increased interest rates. And when last week was so aggressive in the market and so volatile in the market that, you know, a lot of things are going on. So the Federal Reserve increased interest rates, and then they increased it by 0.75, which is the highest they've ever increased it in like 40 years or 30 years, like that. So it's a really, really high point that they had to do, and that was because they saw that the markets were falling drastically. Inflation data was high. Retail sales have dropped. The economy seems like there's a lot of inflation, prices are high and all of that. And how do they control this? Is by increasing interest rates. So they are just doing what they can. They are like fire service, just putting out this fire that probably the pandemic started, and the war, they say it's the war and everything. So they are just putting off the fire. And what the things that they are using to do is the inflation. And whenever there is inflation like that, wherever they increase interest rate, you already know this, and we've talked about inflation, I think in March or so, that the price of dollar would rise, but the economy is going to feel it. And that economy is, you see the health of the stock market, which is US 30 and NASDAQ and S&P 500, all of those things, indexes that you're seeing, it's going to be affected, and it's going to drop. And when US 30 is dropping, the currency is going up, right? So that's what's happening. But last week when they announced this 0.75, normally the dollar index is supposed to shoot up normally, but it was sitting at this resistance level. That's why you can't go wrong with structure. Price was at this resistance level. Remember last week we were here and I mentioned that, okay, we'll wait for a pullback here before going. It didn't pull back to that level and it kept going up. Yeah. So we came up to this resistance level here, and it started consolidating. So by the time the news came out, it reacted. People were still watching how it would react. It would go up, but it did come down to test this level of support resistance that's turning support that it broke through. Okay, so normally it's supposed to go up, but because there was a lot of confusion in the market and people were uncertain as to, why would they raise it to 0.75? Some people were like, that's the only way it should go. So fundamental analysis is like Wall Street was going crazy, so the articles say, like everybody was just contemplating, but technically we are at a resistance point, and it will act as it's supposed to, because they increased interest rates, and you know that fundamentals push price. They fundamentals tell you the direction of that price, and then technicals, you use it to get your entry. So that's why you don't just jump into trades. Imagine you are thinking like, okay, DXY is going to go up, the dollar index is going to go up, and then you just quickly buy at this point. No, you have to check your charts, because we had liquidity here. Price is at this negative 61.8. We had resistance. It wasn't just going to push up like that. We had a bit of divergence forming. It wasn't just going to push up. So for this week, I'm watching for this to finish up with buy, because it did finish up the week like this, and it's retracing from this order. So it's currently at this supply level here, back at the resistance area. But I'm watching for it to go up and drop down. But immediately the market opens, or Monday, I want to see this first move. So this first move up is what we will see for how price is going to react, right? And then we'll have a break and retest of this trend line that I just drew to take it down here. This bearish trend is like looking a little bit 2 steps into the future, but the first one, I want to see is if price is going to push here and what it does in this area. And what it does in this area to respect this area, right? Can see the OB here, we have resistance and all of that. So, and that's for DXY. For JPY also, they also had their interest rate review. They made their interest rate decisions also. Was it on Thursday? Yeah, and that was the aggressive push for GJ, and also the JPY pair. It just came down, shut down, because so with JPY and their interest rates, is either they change their interest rate or they cut their interest rate most times. So what a lot of investors were expecting them to do was to increase the interest rate a bit so that it will save the currency from falling. As we've seen over the past few weeks and months, JPY has been falling since like February, falling into oblivion. And people are like, central bank, hello, Central Bank of Japan. Bank of Japan, what are you doing? And they are like, oh, they are buying bonds. So when they are buying bonds, the currency is going to suffer. And but when they mentioned that they are going to intervene, it gave it a little hope. But then they now said they decided on their interest rates and they didn't change the interest rate. They didn't touch the interest rate. It still remain at minus 0.1. I mean, the JPY, the Japanese yen is one of the currencies that likes to, be weak on purpose, because it is used as an export-oriented country, and a lot of people use it. So it is in their favor for JPY to be weak. But if it gets too weak, that is also a problem. So it's the job of the central bank to kind of stabilize it, as it's good for the economy. So we can see that it is actually that it has started diverging. So it's giving signs of a reversal, but that is really, really long, because this is a weekly chart here. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So, but I do believe that JPY is going to first of all, when price goes up, when market opens on Monday, we're still in this bearish movement over here. We've had a break of this structure here. So we could be coming back to retest this to continue downwards. But if the bullish structure is going to hold, which this has already ended and touched like TP1 here, but I just adjusted my fib here because we did break a structure here, right? But with the fundamentals that is pushing price down, we will have you know, difficulty coming up here all of a sudden, right? So from when price opens, the right now I'm expecting price to retest this. This is a 4-hour. Yeah, I'm expecting price to retest that trend line to, once it does a successful retest, for it to go down. And you know, in correlation with GJ, once JPY is going down, GJ is going up. But first of all, when price opens, I'm expecting JPY to go up a bit to retest that trend line, and then that means GJ is going to ease itself, you know, down here. But before I talk about what I'm expecting to happen, you can see GJ is one of our faves, right? It has been a stubborn, quite amazingly stubborn pair. So we finally have a major break of structure of this JPY, of GBP JPY, and we're at, you know, we've been watching this sell for a while, and I took a few positions around here, just these two. Okay, so I took a few positions here, and yeah, price has come here. So now it's currently in a retracement of that major structure, which is a buy. So we are waiting for a retracement of this buy to take the trade up. So we have to refine it. But the two major pairs that I have this week, that I'm, you know, when market opens, I'm taking is EU and GU, you know, to go into a buy, right? So I can see price is forming a descending channel over here, and then a descending channel in an uptrend is a continuation pattern, and it has retested this previous level here of support, of resistance that is turning support. And you remember last week with EU, we had this here and price did exactly that. And then now I'm just expecting for when market opens for me to see a, first of all, my first instance is to see a retest of this demand zone here. But the major one I'm looking at is a break of out of this resistance zone, break and retest to take the buy up to this level. And I think I did a pass pattern for that. Yeah. So to this green zone here, this is just extra. I'm not going to carry it here, but I'm going to carry it to this zone. I will set the signal to the group when I see it. But you can see with EU, around this area is a consolidation phase. So that's why I'm not so keen on it going up to this trend line. When we get to that place, we'll cross it. But majorly, I'm looking at price to continue this impulse leg. And if we put a Fibonacci here, this is a 61.8 price reversal zone. Yeah, that is adding to the confluence of that previous level of support, previous level of resistance, turn support. Another pair, GBP USD. I remember teaching one of my students on Friday, and GU was here, and I was like, okay, I'll be more comfortable taking a buy when it gets to this trend line. That's why I have this one tick here. I'm more comfortable taking it because it's doing this like descending channel thing. So here, so by the time it respects this area, but with GU, I want to wait and see if it's going to come down to this 61.8 level and fully test this demand zone here. So this one needs a bit of patience to take. So wait to see what price gives us in this area. We need to see bullish action, a break and retest of something around here. So that would take a little bit of patience. Okay, and then yeah, I would send gold during the week. I'll send UJ during the week. That's charts. Because it's not yet ready. I'll send you card during the week because it's also not ready. You card is preparing for to reverse, but we have to wait for it to break this low here. So once it breaks this blue trend line, once it breaks this blue trend line here and retest it, that will give us confirmation to take our position. But right now, these are just minor structural moves, and we just have to wait and wait and wait to see what it's doing, because it can easily push up again and consolidate in this area, or push up, because USD tends to be bullish with the news. So does anyone have any question?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna see you guys on Monday, and then I'll send when I'm taking the trades to you guys.
All right.
So majorly EU, GU. Yeah, I want to see more action with JPY, GBP, JPY. So the rest during the week, UCAD and UJ should be ready. And if they are not, we'll wait for whenever they're ready. And with gold also, I also have a buy bias on it, but I want it to finish this bearish push that it did. So we had a buy. I also took a mini sell around here, which I didn't send, but that was because it was late Friday. But we had like a mini sell around here after the buy. So I'm just waiting for it to complete this negative 61.8 second take profit level before considering to take the continuation of that buy that it's doing, because yeah, we are in exotic. Or even come down to this trend line to take the continuation up. But I will reveal this when market opens and gives more information to take the trade. So you guys have yourselves a good night and a good Sunday tomorrow. We'll talk on the group.
Yeah, you too.
Good night.